Coming up next on UTRGV-TV. Governor Greg Abbott issues an executive order calling restaurants to offer only carry-out or delivery. How this is affecting businesses ahead. Plus, county leaders implement shelter-in-place orders all across the Rio Grande Valley. And Housing and Residence Life encourages students who live on campus to check out of their residence by tomorrow. We have this and more. UTRGV-TV starts right now. Hey there and welcome back to another edition of UTRGV-TV. I'm Juliana Quiroz. Today is Monday, March 30th. At this hour, UTRGV continues to ask as many employees to stay home to prevent the transmission of COVID-19, which is why we are working and broadcasting from home to bring the news to you. We hope everyone is staying safe amid this crisis. At the top of this week's newscast, after Governor Greg Abbott issued an executive order calling for restaurants to prohibit customers to dine in and offer only carry-out or delivery, businesses are feeling the change. Our Rocio Villalobos spoke with the owners of several local restaurants to find out how this order is affecting their business.
For over 100 employees, shutting down means livelihoods are at stake.
Chef Larry and Jessica Delgado own 3 restaurants in McAllen. They opened their first in 2008 and just celebrated 1 year of operation for their latest. But with the coronavirus hitting Texas, they've been forced to shut down sit-in dining per Governor Greg Abbott's order.
Yeah, it wasn't expected at all. It was very sudden. We shut our restaurants down and relaunched them as carry-out.
Drive-through.
And delivery. And we did it all in a day. And restaurants across the state did that in a day.
They say their revenue has dropped by 40 to 50%, but have not had to let anyone go. Their employees were provided with the option to self-quarantine, and some accepted.
And we were also able to keep people on with a reduced schedule, and we're hoping that'll suffice. But if revenue doesn't keep up the current trend, then it's inevitable.
And with the recent ordering of shelter in place in Hidalgo County, which instructs residents to stay home around the clock with the exception of traveling for essential business, they fear their orders will further slow down.
Our president, our governor, have both deemed restaurants essential businesses. We need our local decision makers, our local politicians, and the county judges as well to follow suit.
Despite facing setback after setback, the Delgados remain hopeful that the situation will improve and they can pick back up where they left off.
There has to be, a beautiful change in this, and it's on the horizon, whether it's weeks or months away. Nobody knows at this point, but we are hopeful that we will look back at this and have a new perspective on the world for all.
In McAllen for UTRGV-TV, Rocio Villalobos.
County leaders have now implemented shelter-in-place orders in all 4 Valley counties as confirmed cases of COVID-19 continue to rise. Here's Elizabeth Mendoza with the story.
Last week, county leaders issued curfews that were later overruled by the new shelter-in-place orders. These orders were implemented after the first COVID-19 cases made their way into the valley, one Cameron County woman urging the public to be more considerate of people around them.
Personally, me and my family have decided to stay in home, only go out when it's necessary. It's not something that we're taking serious, and people who keep going out and trying to spring break during this month are not being aware of what it's really causing to the people's health.
A statement released by Cameron County Judge Eddie Trevino Jr. reads in part, "This order is to protect from the significant threats of COVID-19 to life, health and property of residents in Cameron County, and in accordance and conjunction with the National Emergency Declaration issued by President Trump, the shelter-in-place is similar to those implemented on counties Hidalgo, Starr, and Willacy. The order requires all residents to remain home and all non-essential businesses to close for a period of 14 days or until further notice. Residents may only leave their home for specific reasons, such as visiting a healthcare professional, getting supplies for their family or household. You may also engage in personal activities as long as you practice social distancing, provide care to pet or family member, and lastly, perform work at an essential service or business. Reporting for UTRGV-TV, Elizabeth Mendoza.
Mayor Richard Molina is speaking on behalf of the City of Edinburgh to discuss what regulations have been implemented to keep Edinburgh safe amid the COVID-19 outbreak. Here's reporter Victoria Cantu.
If you're a bar, if you're a hair salon, if you are a nail salon, those places are considered non-essential, those establishments, so they're automatically not open for business.
The coronavirus is on the rise in the Rio Grande Valley, targeting the city of Edinburgh after a first confirmed case of COVID-19 on March 21st. Health officials were immediately alerted to the positive test and notified Mayor Richard Molina. In anticipating that someone would contract the coronavirus, Edinburgh has been working on to implement a stay-at-home work safe plan that sets boundaries for deciding whether businesses are essential or non-essential.
So we're implementing what's called a stay-home work safe plan. Number one, you're going to stay home, and there's a lot of educators right now, students, their option is to stay home. You also have people that work in the essential services business, which are people that work at HEB, people that work at Walmart, people that are police officers, firemen. Obviously, they're not going to be able to work from home. So we ask that those people work safe, and what we're implementing today is our compliance team, where we get this essential service list from the governor of the state of Texas. So he basically says, you're essential, you're non-essential. So we're basically going off of the state guidelines.
The city is now deciding what essential services are implied for the stay-at-home work safe plan and what local businesses are able to stay open.
So we're allowing people to get to and from these essential services places. If they're going to stay open, and these are the essential services, they have to submit this application to the city of Edinburgh. And that's basically stay home, work safe. So we're going to send our team in, police, fire, and inspectors. And one of the things that we're looking at is that they practice safe hygiene, that they maintain a physical distance of 6 feet or more, and that they avoid groups of spaces to 10 people or less.
The stay-at-home work safe plan is now in effect and has only permitted business owners and employees to be able to go to work and offer curbside pickup as a precautionary option. Reporting for UTRGV-TV, I'm Victoria Cantu.
Housing and Residence Life is asking students who live on campus to check out of the residence by tomorrow, Tuesday, March 31st. Though international students are an exception to this change, it is unknown if this will still apply to them if travel restrictions continue after the semester ends. Our reporter, Velilu Infante, has more.
We are here to help them, we are here to support them, and they can contact us with any concerns, and we'll look for resources.
In response to a letter sent out to academic presidents by the UT System Chancellor, Housing and Residence Life has asked students residing on campus to check out by March 31st. Exceptions to this request are students who live in an area that is compromised, unable to travel due to isolation, in the foster care system, a student whose primary residence is on campus, and international students. Though international students are allowed to stay on campus for now, the Director of International Admissions and Student Services states they are working with the community to help with any necessities.
We contacted 3 churches, two churches in a student organization from UTRGV that have offered their services to students. So if they need a pickup, they need to go to see a doctor, if they need to go to a supermarket, get some food, or if they need some food, they're willing to help the students.
Lopez states that with or without COVID-19, her job is to always advocate for international students, and she believes that UTRGV will accommodate a student's needs if they are unable to return home.
And I'm also making a call to the community. If they want to offer any services to them, contact me, and I will see how they can be benefit from this. Because like I said, some they return to their country, some they're still here, and they don't have a mom, their dad, uncle, any relatives. They're here by themselves. So that can be very stressful. If it's stressful for us, it could be probably more for them.
We reached out to Housing and Residence Life to ask if this exception still applies if travel restrictions continue into the summer, but we were unable to obtain an interview or statement from them. Reporting for UTRGV-TV, Verilu Infante.
A political science professor discusses how national, state, and local politicians are handling the worldwide pandemic. Neida Alcantar reports.
Mark Caswan, a political science associate professor, discusses the approaches U.S. leaders are taking in order to combat the pandemic crisis.
Some of our leaders are taking this very, very seriously and are, really trying to be careful to make sure that they do what they can to help ensure that people are safe. Unfortunately, other leaders are not being so great. And among the people in that second category are folks like President Trump.
Caswan mentions how crowded podiums are during press conferences, despite the heavy recommendation of social distancing and limiting parties to 10 people or less. President Trump announced during a news conference on Friday that the administration is testing nearly 100,000 patients per day.
And our capacity continues to grow. Widespread surveillance testing will allow us to monitor the spread of the virus, and we're doing that quite accurately.
Meanwhile, locally, elected leaders are responding to the growing amount of cases in the valley by implementing curfews and shelter-at-home orders.
Our local leaders here in Cameron County have been very good in terms of trying to make a response that gets across to people the importance of this and the seriousness, and without restricting things too much.
Both Hidalgo and Cameron County have issued a shelter-at-home and shelter-in-place orders, respectively, to help decrease the amount of cases. That means only going out for essential travel such as work and/or grocery shopping. Caswan informs people on what they can do during the quarantine.
People should pay attention to their mental health, reach out to people, use the technology that they have, especially check up on elders, and to be patient and flexible.
Reporting for UTRGV-TV, Neida Alcantar.
New student orientations will now be taking place online for the month of April. All admitted students must register for new student orientations. More information on the remaining new student orientation events will be provided closer to the scheduled dates. You can find that information on our website. Although the UTRGV Recreation Facilities is temporarily closed, the facilities is still offering classes to stay fit via Zoom. Last Thursday, the UREC started off with a Zumba virtual group exercise class. The UREC is working on a schedule for more online fitness classes. If you know of someone in need of counseling, the UTRGV Counseling Center is providing telecounseling through Zoom or Skype. The UTRGV Collegiate Program has also moved meetings online via Zoom. Students can sign up for a counseling session by calling the center at 956-665-2574. And to get the link for the Collegiate Recovery Program, you can use the email on your screen, crystal.klein@utrgv.edu. For more tips and resources, you can follow the UTRGV Counseling Center on their social media platforms. Here's this week's UTRGV-TV Noticias en Español. Como parte de las medidas para detener el avance del COVID-19, UTRGV está ofreciendo sus cursos en línea, aunque para varios maestros el uso de la tecnología puede resultar en un desafío. UTRGV se ha unido con las miles de universidades en todo el país para tomar medidas de precaución con respecto a la crisis sanitaria provocada por el COVID-19. Para unos profesores, esto resulta en un desafío porque deben hacer un esfuerzo para adaptarse a la tecnología, para llevar a cabo sus cursos educativos, como lo recalca profesor de comunicación Jeffrey McQuillan.
I was so comfortable in my instructional method. I've been doing this for quite a number of years, and having to do everything online, it was obviously confusing because I was aware that there was technology, but I was totally unaware or unprepared to use that technology, and that's my fault.
Aunque usar la tecnología resulte un reto para los maestros, McQuillan dice que hacen todo lo posible para promover la educación de manera fácil y sencilla. Para UTRGV, cuidar la salud de los estudiantes es lo más importante. Tomar estas medidas de precaución de quedarse en casa llevando a cabo las clases en línea es lo más recomendable. Si desea más información, puede ingresar a nuestra página web donde encontrará un enlace para las últimas noticias del COVID-19 en UTRGV. Now to this week's police reports. A dating app turns into a dangerous encounter for a Brownsville student. The male student reported having been sexually assaulted at his apartment. This happened at the Casa Bella Apartments in Brownsville on Monday, March 16th. The student says he met a man through a dating app. The case is still under investigation. In Mission, a male student reported being a victim of an email scam. That student stated that he received an email from someone claiming to be associated with UTRGV offering an internship, even paying the alleged scammer online. That's when the male student filed a police report with the Mission Police Department. No word on how much money the student gave away. Mission PD is now handling the investigation. That's all we have for you today. Please continue to follow all necessary precautions. Until next time, stay safe.